What is going on, my fitted collectors? It's just Fittedhats, and we're back with another video. And man, happy 59Fifty day, man. Happy 59Fifty day, man. If you're a fitted collector, you know what this day means. Obviously, it's May 9th. But yeah, man. In today's video, I have multiple things on the agenda to where this might be a two-part video, but this might just be a long video, a little bit longer than usual, but I might just make it a two-part video. But obviously, if you follow me on Instagram, you know, obviously I collect hats. I collect a lot of White Sox hats, I collect a lot of hats in general, and I design hats as well. I designed 20 59Fifty fitted hats. So in this video, I wanted to show you guys the hats that I designed. I have I have 16 with me. The other 4 I don't have with me, which I'll get into. But yeah, so this is great, man. This is great. You know, this journey since joining that fitted community, what was it, about 3 years ago, has been great, man. I've met a lot of great people, and designing hats has been fun too, for the most part. So like, the reason that I got into designing hats is I wanted to, obviously I love the White Sox. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I wanted good White Sox hats to be made. So that was the reason that I got into, and I didn't see that many at the time. It wasn't too many. And the ones that were fire, it was hard to get them, which mostly I got them now. But at the time, it was really hard to get them, and I wanted to make some good White Sox hats. So, you know, I got into the designing phase of things. So I'm not gonna go in too much order. I'm gonna kind of go in order, kind of not go in order, but I do know which hats I started with first and which hats were last, obviously. So, okay, so the very first hat, and you guys can go back down my videos and you'll see, because I made a video about it. The first hat that I designed was the Paul Konerko. Paul Konerko played for the White Sox. He played first base. He helped lead the White Sox to the World Series in 2005. So I designed this Paul Konerko 59Fifty hat. So here it is. This is the Paul Konerko. You can see the pinstripe within the patch there. This is the Paul Konerko. It's a little dirty. I should have cleaned it, but yeah. Paul Konerko. The metallic on this is really, really fire. Basic Batterman. Green UV, black guts. You'll see too, I made a lot of green and grays. Mostly green and grays. I think one might be icy, but yeah. So this is the Paul Konerko. This dropped at 95 North Boutique in Stamford, Connecticut. That was a really fun drop. It was really fun to experience my first 59Fifty hat. This hat completely sold out, which was cool. You know, coming out with your first hat and it's selling out was really a cool thing. So shout out to Kuda, shout out to Ms. Velez for always, you know, helping me design this hat. And I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, so people will want to know, like, man, like, how'd you get into hats? So, well, how did I get into designing? And honestly, truly, so I always had an iPad. I'm a photographer. I always had an iPad, so it's nothing that I had to buy strictly to make hats. But two, so just collecting and just building my following, or just being my authentic self, kind of how that came about. I met somebody named Henry. Henry had hit me up, you know, and he had hit me up to be a part of 95 North, a little collaboration that they had going on. So, you know, I said, why not? You know, submit. Pretty much that's how the story kind of came. If I botched it, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how it came about. Submitting my hat, and you know, 2 months later, that's what happened. So the Paul Konerko, man, very first hat that I designed. Super proud of that. Now I know the next 2 hats that I designed came out at Brooklyn Caps. One of the most important things when it comes to designing hats is like just building authentic relationships within the community, with people, with the store owners. I think that's really important, just building a authentic connection, not a fake connection just because you want to make something happen. So yeah, I end up collabing with Brooklyn Caps, which obviously they're in Brooklyn. as far as the hat community, they feel how they feel about Brooklyn caps, and I feel how I feel. So yeah, I was able to come up with 2 hats. These next 2 after the Paul Konerko, these came out with Brooklyn caps. So this is the Frank Thomas. This is the Frank Thomas right here. Vegas gold crown, black brim, and you'll see why in this picture here why it's this colorway as well. It has one of my favorite patches here. The charter member patch. I always wanted to make a hat with this patch, so I'm glad I was able to do that. Batterman's pretty simple, plain. Try to keep it plain. Green UV, black guts. I love this hat. I haven't worn it in a minute, but I do love this hat. This hat also, you know, sold out, so it was kind of cool to have my second hat sell out. You know, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. It didn't like boost my ego or anything like that. A lot it does for a lot of other creators. No shade intended, but just like to speak my truth. So yeah, these 2. So then along with this hat, along with that hat came the Basket White Sox, the Basket White Sox. Obviously, Jean-Michel Basket is in New York, but White Sox is my favorite, you know, team. So, you know, with the Basket White Sox, green crown, brown brim, small 95 patch which glistens, the Batterman there, gray UV, black guts. So you'll see a lot of green and grays. So this, along with the Frank Thomas, was the 2 hats that I came out with right after the Paul Konerko. Then let's jump ship a little bit here. Let's go. Oh, I'm pretty sure this one came out now. I think this one came out next. So, okay, so this is the Chance the Rapper coloring book White Sox. This dropped with the store in Brooklyn as well. Not Brooklyn Caps, but it was Caps Unlimited. It's 88 Unlimited. Yeah, 88 Unlimited. Ooh, dropped a lot of hats. So this dropped with them. This is the Chance the Rapper coloring book White Sox. I'm really proud of this hat. Really proud of this hat. Rhino helped me with this. But yeah, this hat was pretty fire. Batterman, green UV, black guts. This is the coloring book White Sox. One of my favorite albums, man, Chance the Rapper. So I had to do that. Actually, what ended up happening too is like when I took pictures of this, I posted it on my Twitter. He actually shared it on his Twitter, which was really dope. I thought that was fire. So that brought a lot of attention to this hat. So yeah, a Chance the Rapper coloring book White Sox. And I started kind of getting into Mets hats, and I wanted to make a decent Mets hat. So what I decided to do is partner up with T-Spot. T-Spot is in Union City, New Jersey. So shout out to them. And I ended up dropping this no inspiration Mets hat. It has 3 different metallics in there. 3 different metallics in there. I thought this was a super clean hat that people actually slept on. Side patch, super fire. Green UV, black guts. My guy Kev actually helped me with this idea because we were talking about it, and he's someone who likes the Mets. He likes, you know, their hats and stuff like that. So yeah, we cooked up this hat, man. It has the blue, the pewter, and the copper in there. So I think that's crazy, and like you actually don't see that too often in Mets hats nowadays. So yeah, this hat is super fire, man. So yeah, this is no inspo Mets. Only Mets hat I designed. I technically designed another Mets hat, but that one got denied through New Era because the side patch, I wasn't allowed to use it, so it was cool. So the next hat, this hat came out with Brooklyn caps as well. This is the I randomly thought about this hat. I kid you not, I randomly thought about this hat. So this is the Death Star White Sox. Obviously you see the Death Star in a side patch right there. Death Star White Sox. Flat stitch White Sox, which is crazy. White guts. This is the first white gut hat I did. Why did I do that? I actually don't know. But yeah, white guts, all black crown tonal. Boom, black for the Star Troopers, you know, like black and white for the Star Trooper. Super clean hat, super simple hat. I need to start wearing this more. I haven't worn this in a minute. But yeah, Death Star White Sox, man. Super proud of this hat right here. So that's another one, man. Looking at this table, I've designed a decent amount of hats. So we're gonna go into, all right, so let's go talk about another one. Okay, let's keep it in order. Let's go 606 brims. So I dropped 7 hats at 606 brims. I started talking to them back when they first, got big. Well, no, not even that. I started talking to them when they had less followers than me. I took notice of their crosstown green UV that they did. I thought that was really dope. So, I was in talks with them about making some hats, and I made 7 of them, which were really dope. I thought a lot of the hats were really clean. A lot of hats were really great. So I ended up dropping 7 hats with them. The experience wasn't what I expected, just because there's a lot of miscommunication. And I'm gonna be, strictly honest. Like when it comes to designing hats, and when it comes to like talking with stores, sometimes you're gonna get a lot of miscommunication, whether it be language barrier or like just because you guys don't talk like that and don't have that chemistry. So I think it's important to build that chemistry with fitted stores so things can run like a little bit way smoother than they do. But furthermore, the hats, finally came out after a while of back and forthness, but it is what it is. So boom, let's do this. This definitely one of my favorite hats that I designed because it is based off one of my favorite albums. This is based off watching movies with the sound off Mac Miller. So this is the Mac Miller Pirates. I think this is one of the best pirates that came out last year as far as like album design. I think this was one of the best pirates that came out last year. This is the Mac Miller Watch a Movie with Your Friend with the sound off Pirates. If you see this, it goes perfectly with it. I feel like the side patch didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. The buildings were supposed to be white, but it still came out really fire. I love this hat a lot. Nice Batterman there, green UV, black guts. But yeah, this hat, I'm super happy about this hat. This hat meant a lot. This hat definitely meant a lot because that album helped me, like, man, throughout my life, honestly, throughout my life.